Okay, now that we got that chocobo though, let's see if Torgal rides one. Because there's no way
Come
they're just
on.
gonna walk, right? When you ride alone. Ah, poor Torgal. He's got to run for himself. I was hoping that he would get his own chocobo, but I guess not. All right, all right. Oh, it's even got the hard R2 that we have to push. Adaptive triggers, nice. Feels so weird. It's like they're hard to push. Once you push it, it becomes like super soft. And that moment where it goes from hard to soft is just it's an awkward feeling. I think it works much better when opening, giant doors. But too bad. We have nothing. Oh, he's gone. It just disappears. Okay. I was gonna say too bad, Ambrosia. Can't take you to the hideaway. Didn't even wait for me to say goodbye. You just disappeared.
Now, where's Gav?
Gav should be back by now.
I hear there's trouble in Rosette.
I forget what was Gav doing. Probably sent him to do some recon. I had to take a guess.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Who's that lady?
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals.
Time to take out the second Mother Crystal.
4 Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome.
Thought we took care of that one.
Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia.
Oh, they're all called Drake something.
Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
I thought he knew that already.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
I guess we gotta take down all these mother crystals. Man, there's still 4 more for us to do. We're gonna be here for a while. See, I thought that would be the Hunt's board. Otto's counter is now open. Let's see, new facilities. The following hideaway facilities are now available. Alien reports, which I think is for side quest. The Patron's Whisper and the Hunt board. Yep, there it is. We probably already took care of our first hunt.
What are we?
I mean, the game kind of set us up that way, right? We kind of just ran into it.
Waiting for, indeed.
You think it's right to touch him?
I mean, that hunt that we took down was pretty much right in front of a main scenario quest. Probably couldn't have avoided it. I mean, we could have ran, but that's about it. It's nice. We got a little wall to memorialize. We got Sid and we got Ambrosia. Nice. Let's just make sure there's nothing new. A bird by any other name. Forgive my insistence on writing you these silly letters. That we had more time to speak to each other in person, but for every day we spent together, it feels as though we must suffer another 2 apart. It's a very strange sentence from someone who spends all their time with me. I'm glad to hear of your most unexpected reunion with Ambrosia, or should I say Whiteheart. You told me once how your chocobo sacrificed herself to protect you that night at Phoenix Gate, and here, so many years later, we find she has spent her life doing the exact same thing, defending others. Some things never change, do they, Clive? Something happened between those two in these past 5 years. I mean, you can already tell they got a thing for each other. Even before the 5-year time skip. So something must have happened in those 5 years. I'm sure they'll tell us eventually. There's not usually too much of a love story in Final Fantasy. It does not happen often. And if it does happen, it's very tame.
Yep.
I think what Final Fantasy VIII had some. Final Fantasy X.
Doesn't sound like anywhere is
I guess
safe.
10-2, if you want to count that, but it's pretty much just 10. 10-2 is just a
Oh,
continuation.
Clive! Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any?
Why not? Let's ask her about these other things first.
Business is busy.
On top of my regular duties here at the Whisper, Otto has piled countless other tasks, from transcribing and sorting stolas, reporting to penning needful missives. Not that I'm complaining, mind. I enjoy writing. I have ever since I learned my letters from Jara back in the old hideaway. I won't claim to have been his best student, though. That honor goes to Shirley. Still, I'd like to think Jara would be proud of me, too, were he with us today. For the past 5 years.
Words are immortal.
They live on in others, and if the words are your own, so will you too. Do you know who told me that? It was Jara, in our last lesson before Titan came. It stayed with me ever since his passing and inspired me to become what I am today. I imagine we survivors all have a story like that, of someone who remains with us even though they're gone.
Is everything we've received and everything promised?
Oh, I see. So, finally, we can find out what the hell these. Let's see. Completing side quests will earn Clive renown, inspiring nameless benefactors from across the Twins to donate money or items to Clive's cause. Visit Desiree at the Patron's Whisper and the Hideaway's Mess to view current renown level and accept any donations available. Okay, what does this mean? Do I have to do I spend renown by accepting? Or does my renown just keep going up? So this just looks like crafting materials. Meteorite. Our order is one built on pride, but that does not mean we are too proud to give thanks where thanks is due. We may have failed Martha once, but never again. The blood axes. Okay, let's see if this consumes
yours.
renown. It does not.
Here you are.
I guess our renown is just going to keep going up. Berserker ring.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Cool. Now it actually pays to do these side quests.
How are you doing?
Now it's just worth our time for real.
Here you go.
Looks like, you see the alien reports. This is usually where, if there
Seen
are
enough?
any available side quests, that's where it's going to tell us.
Clive.
Let's ask about Gaunt.
Oh, same old.
Oh, same old in it. Otto's got me reading through the reports coming in from our ally and picking out what problems need dealing with now and what can be saved for later. It was still early days back in the old place, so I could just about handle the job myself. State of the world now, though, I need Dee's help to sift through it all. And that's just sifting. Actually solving any of these problems is a whole nother headache. The curse breakers take the urgent stuff, but we're still stuck waiting for volunteers to handle the rest. If you ever find yourself at a loose end, well, you know where to find me. Right. But what happened in the 5 years? So much has happened since that night. Feels like a lifetime ago. But we'll never forget those who didn't make it. Kenneth, Martel, they're still with us in our hearts.
And Sid.
Cliche. And Sid. When I found out he was gone, I thought that was it for
But he's
us.
still with us too.
With us and in you. You took his name and gave us hope when we had none. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is don't be a stranger, eh? A hideaway ain't nothing without its Sid.
You watch yourself out
I
there,
guess that's
alright?
a good point to why he named himself Sid. You know, give the people of the hideaway hope. Clive, there you are, Kupo. I've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter, Nectar?
The matter is this, Kupo.
The hunt board. It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
Of course not, Kupo. I knew all that already. And that's why I need your help. As I need not remind you, Kupo, I am the mightiest of all the Mughals, no fiend of the Force. Dude. So I need you to slay them all, Kupo. It's like they give you the same amount of time for whatever dialogue they put up
leaving
there.
your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the curse breakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
No, thank you, Kupo. It's so good to have found someone who understands me, Kupo. I'll stay here and keep an eye on all the billets that get posted on the board, so if there's anything you need. The talk slower. It's like no matter there's if the Kupo says 2 words or he says 50 words, they give you like the same 5 seconds to read it all. I can't read that fast. Now let's see. Let's talk to him some more. At least this will wait for us now. Did you see that the curse breakers give every billet a rank of riskiness, Kupo? This thing could kill you with a single swipe. To a 7-nation army couldn't scratch that thing. That's that thing's skin. But I'm sure you'll be fine, Kupo. Well, not sure, but that's one risk I'm willing to take. It's precisely what you see before you, Kupo. The curse breakers note down the details of any particular dangerous monsters they hear about or encounter in the course of their duties, Kupo. And post the billet here, Kupo, so that any stout soul who wishes to do the realm a service might set out to slaughter an ungodly horror or two, which is where you come in, Kupo. As for me, I have the most important duty of all, painting a big red cross over each and every one you cut down, Kupo, so that everyone can sleep at night knowing that the realm is a safer place. Ask him about his adventures. Did I ever tell you about the last time I visited the Great Continent, Kupo?
I don't think so.
Of course I didn't, because I've never been, Kupo. Look at these wings. Do they look sort that my Kyria Moogle across countless leagues of open sea? They call me Nectar the Bold, not Nectar the Stupid, Kupo. Why didn't this one get a check mark? Did you see that all the billets are marked with a location, Kupo? That's where the horrible horror in question was seen. But you can't expect to memorize every last name in the whole wide realm. You're only human, Kupo. So if a place name doesn't tingle your pom-pom, Kupo, try reading the witness statement. Sometimes there are other details in them that might help you track down the nasties and finish them off. Let's just keep going with new stuff. Curse breakers don't just tack up any old rumors on this board. You know they take great pains to verify every little detail, Kupo. So don't you go letting all of their hard work go to waste, Kupo. Don't you let them down. Ah, there we go. You can tell that what was added. You can tell what was added last second in the game. Oh, you think the hunt board was added last? I mean, maybe it was, but this is something that is not new to this Final Fantasy. There was a pretty big hunt board. I mean, this thing can be pretty expansive. There could be a lot of enemies that they can toss on this hunt board, and most of them are going to be really tough. And I imagine that some of them on this hunt board, I would not be shocked if there are enemies on this hunt board that'll end up being stronger than whatever the final boss is. Because this is not something, I mean, they've done this, I think they definitely did this in Final Fantasy 15 and in Final Fantasy 12, from what I can remember. And it's also part of the MMORPG, Final Fantasy 14. So, whether they added it last minute, I don't know, but it's definitely not a new thing. Mark ranked C and a B. So we took a C down. Clairview Sambrek. The Broken Hilt, Rosaria. Clairview Sandbrek. Is that a place I know of? Let's take a quick look. We can't leave. Oh, that's where they want us to go. Are any of these places called Clairview? Or is it like inside one of these areas? don't know. Not like we can, not like we can just accept them. Unfortunately.
And how may I assist you today?
Yeah, I just want you to.
Allow me to educate you.
I just want your little. I have new information to tell you. I just want that to go away. And I guess that's it for any any new things. So I guess let's go all the way over there. What a pain to get to. Like on the other side of the map.
That broom's as ragged as ghost locks.
Okay, I'm going in the right direction so far.
You think it's alright to touch him?
You know, this hideaway is like so much bigger, and there's just so many more people. It's wild. But this was just kind of built on the sea. Like, if this ends up turning into an airship, this is gonna be wild. 'Cause it kind of reminds me of the garden in Final Fantasy VIII.
It won't
Except
be
with
long
like
now,
no roof.
Martel. They'll try your apples soon. Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old highway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
Yeah, why not?
It'll be nice
Easy
being
money.
the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martel apples, they're called, in honor of her memory. You hear that, Martel? Today's finally the day.
This tree must be located inside the Garden of Eden. The amount of people they can feed from one tree. I mean, look at that. There's like 10 apples on that thing. Where are they getting all these apples from? And what is this guy doing? Is he making some apple cider or something? Distilling these apples, making some alcohol.
Did you come through the forge today?
Let's finish this side quest and then move on with the main story. Let's see. Journey to Hawkscry Cliff. I hate as much as this as cool as this place is. It's gonna take some time to get used to walking around here. I wish this place was just a tad bit more open.
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here. Courtesy of Martel.
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait,
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
I thought we were done with that. I guess we have to give it to more people.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab 'em right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
That was the last of the apples.
Oh man, don't
I should head to the backyard and pass along
go
everyone's
back all the way
regards.
over there, really. Oh my god.
that broom's
This
as
is
ragged
kind
as
of... These are weird objectives for what I would assume is the leader of this hideout. Or pretty much the little errand boy. It's one thing to deliver food. The curse breakers. I mean, I would consider the curse breakers the hideaway's military force. And Clive is Master Commander, or whatever you want to call him. The fact that guy's ordering us to come back and just say thank you to this guy. Could have done it himself.
The curse breakers send their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her. After all these years. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
You know, I kind of feel bad. I don't remember who this Martel person is. The only person that I can... I mean, there are two people that I can remember that were, like, involved with this tree. We did have one quest involving this tree. Oh, that's going to be displayed in Clive's chambers. Nice. There was that insane person that was just obsessing over this tree. And he had a quest for us to go find his researcher, I think. and she went to the grapevines to pick up some soil.
How much water can a flower drink?
Now I don't know if, I mean, I would imagine that one of them was called Martell. I don't know which one. I don't really remember if they even said their names. And I don't even remember their faces, so I mean, I doubt it's that guy. The other dude was just more insane. Oh man, there's another one here. Wall of Memories. That's probably the apples that we just got. Let's go and do that really quick. Look at that, Torgal. What are you doing? That's why Torgal's not with me when he's in the hideaway. Or Jill, for that matter. What a stupid place to put them. They're just gonna go bad if they're not meant to be decorations, Clive. They're food. Hawk's Cry Cliff. Let's see, Southern Rosaria. From these Arthured Highlands, one might catch a glimpse of Rosalith Castle and everything else in between. Well, I think Clive's from the Rosaria Castle, right? Or the Rosalith Castle. I wonder if we're going to go back to the castle at some point. I imagine so. Wonder if this is the place. Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand. We got this place here, kind of looks like a volcano. This place. This place. I don't think we've been to any of these like major locations. Except maybe this one. I think we started here. I think that was Rosalith Castle. I'm sure we'll go and check out all the other ones in due time.